final Astral Chain video, surprisingly enough. This is the final episode for Astral Chain. And I know later on in this video, there's going to be a live recording from me, or live commentary from me, explaining why. But in general, this is the final episode of Astral Chain. We are at the final case of File 12, of the post game in general. I did not expect myself to be here. But, if anything, this was a fucking doozy to do. So, the final case here is just 4 question marks, as you saw in the previous episode as well. Let's just say that this final case is a super boss. The super boss for this game takes aspects of the final boss, Noble Prime, and I think escalates it to like a more unfair level, in my opinion. But back here again in the top of the ARI building. And I will say this, I put 2 attempts in this video. One is just my first attempt because, well, when it happened, I tried to take a photo. You're gonna see what I mean. Say hello to Aether, the super boss and the final challenge for us to do in Astral Chain. Also, this is my first attempt. I tried to take a photo. That's a beautiful photo. Anyway, dead. Good attempt. Anyway, after that, I've gone through this entire thing like 9 more times, like actual 9 runs and not just bullshit like that. And let's just say my final attempt was my do or die moment. And I will say this. It's been like, this was like the most, not stressed, but the most engaged I've been in a video game for a while, especially an action one. Because like during the 9th attempt, I just opened up my abilities for the Legion. And I wanted to change some of it so I can actually get a better run in it. This goes for like, I think, a good 8 to 10 minutes. So while you guys get to see that, I'm going to say some other things about it. One, this was my do or die moment. I will say that later on during the fight, if I didn't get my my winning run, this would have just been my last attempt for the day's recording, and I would have just done it a different day. 2, what I actually wanted to do was that show the beginning of it with the photo and everything. That is just planned by the start. But if I didn't get through this day's recording of the boss, I would have just switched my costume from the normal like Neuron outfit to the Lappy one, because it would have been tremendously hilarious for the new super boss, like the new god, to just be taken down by a fucking police mascot. It was very funny. But this attempt was the one that made it in, so sad I couldn't show it. But hey, if someone can do that, go ahead, be the first one. And one other thing is that for anyone who's actually played Platinum games, so like I think back in the day with like DMC and Okami, and the newer ones with Bayonetta, with Wonderful 101 and this game, people have always been saying that the super boss or like the final challenge in post game are some of the hardest because the bosses are unfair. And I know for me, when I did Okami for the final demon trials, I never saw each of the bosses as hard. I've had the most fun in that game from those final challenges. But in this one, it started to get annoying, but I also didn't like this fight in general warped my time perception a lot. Where I thought that this fight, like you'll see at the end, this fight did not take as long as I perceived it to be. Because I thought I was here in this fight for like almost 45 to an hour. So it's that long how I felt. One other thing is that there's no more things to portray in Astral Chain. as stated before, it's going to be brought up when I do live commentary again. But how this is going to work is that we are done with the game. We're only missing a couple things. And for a bonus video for that to happen is just, I'm going to record them at my own pace. And how it's just going to be is that it's going to show the final few things that are given to you when you fully complete this game. Because fully completing this game, you need to play the game again on a New Game Plus on the hardest difficulty. And that's pretty much it. But game-wise, playing the game once on the standard difficulty and beating the post-game is enough for completion. And that's recorded in my books. But this is going to be the only file I have where it's going to be in completed file. This is a game that I probably will play again, but probably like later down the line. One final look at the abilities. And the fight is about to start. Let's just say that me looking at each of the other things in the resistances and recovery also tried to help me out. So the majority of my runs kept ending in the second phase. The second phase in this fight, you'll see it. There's very little room for you to actually get an attack. And if you play super patiently, there's going to be no way for you to get an attack. So one of the things I wanted to put on my base legion was a simple, like, energy gain. So, like, when you collect red matter or when you attack or shit like that, you get, like, more of your limiter up, which would be amazing, especially since this fight tries your patience and tries your limiter through a couple phases, and the majority of the run, you're going to be on your base legion. There's no if, ands, or buts. If you can beat this fight without the Beast Legion, either one, you have kitted out your legions to make Aether just stunned. And there is a video out there on YouTube, and I think I might put it in the description, of someone doing the fight in like 2 minutes. Or someone just keeping Aether in a stun state for the majority of the game. Or the majority of the fight, which is the funniest. But Jesus Christ, does that just piss on everything that Aether is. And if anything, what we get after this entire thing was the Legionis license. Basically, your accolade for beating every post-game mission at the end of the game. And I am very happy that that happened. One final thing that we get, and I know I'm going to explain it once after we are done with this, is that we get the voice, the Iris voice for Olive for beating every single case with an S+. I know it's doable to like get other ranks in this, especially if you're running really bad or you don't know that much of the game. But majority of the time, if you're playing to win and just playing to your own strength in Astral Chain, you're most likely going to get an S+, and at minimum, probably an S. So that's going to be all fine and hunky-dory. But I think we are almost done with just me reading through his abilities. Honestly, when I went into the editing chamber to at least get this part done to move on, I thought the abilities were on a different attempt, but no, they're on my latest attempt. A couple other things about this is that this is like a game thing, is that if you try to take a picture of an enemy and then instantly die the next one, and I'm not joking, you don't save the photo of the enemy, which kind of sucks, but it makes sense. So basically, like into like some other recording stuff, is that after this fight was recorded and edited and all that, I actually went to go see if I actually kept picture of Aether. And no, I didn't. So I went back into the fight, took a picture, and then instantly left because I am not doing this fight again. So, Aether, when you first fight Aether her first phase is just normal, like normal prime. Aether has a lot of combination of attacks. She has an attack for every elemental in the game. She has a fire attack, an ice attack, a thunder attack, and actually a tornado attack too. All of those do massive damage. The tornado in general does 100 more than full HP. So like the only way to get away from that is just Beast Legion. She also has other attacks like ground waves that if you try to howl her in the middle of the attack, she doesn't get stunned. Kicks and dives that will keep you stun locked until she gets her next attack in. Basically, your best scenario for this fight is to ride your Beast Legion whenever she does an attack, and once you barge in with the just a charge attack or like a lunge attack from the Beast Legion, you'll get an automatic howl most of the time, and you can just combo that into a slow shot hit rush from your Arrow Legion, and then you can prog one buff with your Axe Legion and then get to the next one. I usually do Speed Star because I want to do more damage on I want to do more damage on the others, but Power Charge would be most recommended, especially since doing more power will speed up the fight tremendously. Another attack she can do is a Mirage attack, where she has 3 of herself. Which I think what you're supposed to do is that you'll get out your Sword Legion, cut the line, it'll instantly knock out the clone. But as you saw with me, you could just ride on your Beast Legion, just hit them with the attack from the riding Beast Legion, and it just instantly takes them out. And you'll get limiter for that as well. So anytime you do knock out the clones, you get limiter, you get a lot of good shit from doing that. The song in the background for the entirety of the Aether fight, as you've been hearing, is actually the I think the final credits theme, Savior, which is really good. For the first phase of Aether, you just hear the instrumental, which, if anything, gets you pumped for the entirety of the fight. And let's just say that this song also kept me in like the fight more than if it was just like any other theme. So hearing Savior really did become my savior for this fight. Later on through the fight, like halfway through the fight, Aether will transform like Noah Prime. The whole basis of Aether is that it's just a faster, stronger Noah Prime, and it goes more unfair than Noah Prime, especially in its enraged form. So, and the whole premise for your fight during the second phase is just passive. Play patiently, because as you're seeing right now, there is barely a chance for you to like send in your Legion for an attack. There are only like a couple attacks in general where you can send in your Beast Legion for an attack after the flurry of punches, after the Gravity Storm, after its giant shockwave, or after its slamming attack. All those 4 in order, I did not even plan them out. But basically, those are the only times where you can sit down, do damage, howl Aether, and just get damage in. The attack with the like what Noah Prime does of just the giant Spirit Bomb also is a good attempt on trying to capitalize on damage. But you have to be A, close to Aether for it to happen, and B, just avoid it in general, because it's actually a pretty fast attack, faster than Noah Prime. And as you're hearing in the background, the lyrics pop up during the second phase of the fight, which really gets you pumped up for this fight. But usually, how this fight entails is that you're trying to wait for an opportunity to attack. It's all about patience in this game. This fight, it's just patience. If you have no sense of patience, if you have no sense of when to strike, or you have an ability to overexert or overstep boundaries, you're gonna lose this fight more likely than not. And I've had that happen to me on my other attempts where the only time I lost was because I overstepped when I can punish and got my ass handed to me. And the only way to guarantee a howl from your Beast Legion is that you need to send the Legion to Aether. You need to like literally send it, like with the Legion button. It'll hit Aether, stun her, and then you can use that time to combo into a howl. And it's really good. So do be mindful of that. If you just want time to like move, slow shot would be great, but you have to find a way to get it in. Also, like, I think during these fights as well, I overexert my limiter a lot in this fight because I'm just riding my Beast Legion, just waiting for an opportunity. Like, you do get like one Resonance Max, which maxes out your limiter, which is really good. But you need to find a way to use it, either after like a blue shield or something else, like a Beast Helm. Because healing during this fight is kind of hard. In the first phase, you can afford it because you can just wait for some of the attacks. She has pretty decent, not long, decent cooldowns in between each attack. And so you can like sit down, either take a full heal, take a medicine, or just take like a normal one. But during the second phase, there's barely any gaps during her attacks, and you just have to attack during cooldowns. And I will say this, said it before, this was like the most intense fight I had to do in a game in general, like for a while. During this fight, no joke, and it's really hard to explain with words, but like, I was just locked into the game, and if anything, I've never felt my heart just beating out of my chest for the longest time. And during like the latter half of the second phase, you get to see why, for how much HP she did. Let's just say that this is something I would not recommend to anyone who is prone to cracking. Basically, this fight's all about momentum, and if you can keep your momentum going from attack to attack and from dodging to dodging, you're just gonna keep steamrolling it. But one crack in the armor and the whole like armor set you have is just gonna break. One kink in the armor and it just derails all your momentum you had for this. One other thing I had in a couple of my other runs that did save me is that I think one of the shockwaves attack does tremendous damage even if it hits the Legion. One of the other skills I have in abilities is Fortitude. Fortitude saves you once from death but leaves you at 1 HP. Think of Miracle from Fire Emblem. And I've had it on my Beast and my Axe before, but usually I kept it on my Beast Legion because it is the most utilized and the most used Legion I use during this fight. And I mean it by a long shot. If you also have it on your Axe Legion, it would be tremendous because that's your more of the damage dealer. Other things you have is like other like abilities or other items you have in this fight are literally grenades, barriers, and 2 energy drinks. One for like a spicy cobra, and I think another like coca. Basically, just one for defense, one for attack. In my previous attempts after a stun, I just drank the spicy cobra for damage, but just went against it. Also, as you can see, the amount of like damage or the amount of stuff that happens during this fight and the movement that Aether has kind of makes this annoying for you to like get your own ability to just go in. As I said, you have to like wait for a good chance to send in your Legion. Basically, you can be in this fight for a fucking while if you play super patiently and are waiting for your one chance to attack. If you never go, at least for a chance, on attacking Aether during the attacks I specified before, this fight will just drag on. And if anything, once Aether gets super low, I'm probably just gonna stay quiet for you to enjoy the music of this fight. And basically I have kept my live reaction to just beating this, because I had like a 2-hour period when I recorded this to just fuck around, but I did not expect it to beat it just on my first recording session, like on my 9th attempt. And if anything, during, like, if you've been seeing how much damage I do with my legions, some people who have actually played this game more than I have will just state that I have not put the best abilities on my legions. Taking out some of the taking out Speed Star would be better for better for damage, because you can do power charge, and each tank will do more than just a Speed Star. Also, I have slow attack on my Axe Legion to just benefit from doing like more attacks. Power charge would be better because you could just use the attack to just have fun. Basically, after this stun, I just went for one heal. Basically, also one other thing is that you have to prioritize using items at your best way. And as you can see how much HP Aether has, it's not even like a pixel. You can barely see it on the screen. But at this point, I'm probably just gonna stay quiet for you to just enjoy this song and enjoy my live reaction to just beating this fight. So, enjoy. Yeah! Yes! 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 Fuck yes! Done with this game! Yes! Yeah! Fuck yeah! Yeah! Oh, fuck, I'm dying here. Yeah, no, it was a tremendous pop-off. Let's just say that I never expected myself to beat this one. I expected myself to just be here for like probably 3 to 4 recording sessions and just going from there. But no, I did it. Beat the game. I beat Aether, and I'm here just right now recording the voiceover, and you guys are watching it right now. So, one other thing is that, well, we're just done. We got everything there. We got perfect duty. We got duty calls and role model. They're gonna be shown here. But the last 2 orders we've gotten for this game were duty calls and a shining example. Duty calls is just for beating every single olive case, and a shining example is for getting S+. Really easy, really cool, but damn, is it worth it. But yeah, I know we are done. And I know for me, I wanted to just speak from just my own voice. So literally, there's just a reason why there's live commentary during this whole thing. But it's just fun. No like fanfare, no beautiful example are shown, but it's just here for more of the same.
Another job well done.
And if you actually do want to attempt doing Aether, for whatever fucking reason, your reward is 1 empty can. So go have fun. But if anything, this is all that recording or post VO me is gonna say. So if anything, I know I swapped to Max's save files to speak from my own experience just during that fight. So right now I'm just gonna turn it over to recording me. Take it away, me. Well, at this point, this has just gone back to live commentary after you guys heard me with my explosive pop off. But like, I am done with Astral Chain. Completely done with it. All of the cases have been done for file 12, and I've gotten an S+ on all of them. And if anything, the only thing I'm missing for this game is the true completion, which is going through every case or every file in this game, at least for the red cases. Getting an S+ on all of them and getting the final 2 things about it and some other things. Another thing I'll say is that that entire bonus episode is probably going to be recorded when it's fully and utterly done. Because I know for me, I am not touching this game for a while unless I just really want to go back and complete it. But I am not touching this game nor the completion requirement for this game ever again. The LP file that we have is gonna be my only completed file of Astral Chain, and though it was fun, holy shit, has some parts of it been not terrible, but kind of hard. But yeah, no, final thing from me. I'll just feed the cats, and then we'll just end off the episode normally. And for anyone who has seen me before, or any of my friends know me, I don't get that explosive or that hyper when I beat anything. I'm usually the calm and quiet, but for file 12, that final case is still the hardest thing I've done in a while as a gamer. And I've gone through, well, this is an action game, but I've gone through some of the hardest challenges in Mario. And if anything, I think I've gone through Okami. I've gone through some other games as well. I mean, Mario Party 4 was also pretty hard with Beach Volley Folly. But not for me. Time for us to hang up our coat, hang up our Legatus, because we are completely and utterly done with Astral Chain. So next time we meet here again in my LPs, we're probably gonna be doing a lot shorter things. One thing that this game has taught me is that do not upload anything from this game, especially if it's a long game, and especially if you think it's gonna be a long game, to just, well, figure out when you can record and figure out if when everything's done, you have like a couple things left to do, to record those and have everything in line for when you actually come out and release the videos. As you can see, I'm still recovering from my pop-off. But that is enough from me today. Join, hopefully, in the next LP. We get to have fun with a brand new game. And hopefully I don't have to go through torturous bullshit like I did with Astral Chain. But it's been fun, so what can I say? One final look at the computer. Thank you everyone for watching.